Hello and welcome to the Strategic Bookkeeper podcast. Today's episode is called Implementation in Action, Real-Time Coaching for Success. So I received an email from someone asking me what time the live coaching sessions run in the transformation program. And I've answered that question inside here. However, I have taken a more holistic look at what the implementation part, the coaching implementation part of the program involves and how it's results driven. Okay. So why don't we jump into the episode so that if you're thinking about getting my help, getting Team HQ's help to thrive in practice as a bookkeeper in practice, you can find out all about the coaching implementation part of what we do. See you in there. I'm Jeannie Savage, the Strategic Bookkeeper. I've been in practice for 14 years, but more importantly, 5 years in, I achieved a lifestyle practice. This means I scaled my business, could take my hands off the wheel, and draw a nice six-figure income while being time rich. And that's what I call my dream on my terms. I was recently awarded Women in Finance Innovator of the Year, recognizing my book, my podcast, my program, and my impact globally. The Strategic Bookkeeper is my life's work, and the opportunity to help bookkeepers globally achieve the income and lifestyle that sets them free absolutely fills my cup. Please do connect with me on socials at the Strategic Bookkeepers Way private Facebook group or shoot me an email, hello@thestrategicbookkeeper.global. Hello. Thank you for the question on the implementers and the coaching. Okay, so this question has come in from a bookkeeper in America, and I live most of the time in Australia. Okay, so let me explain the time for the implementation sessions and the coaching and how you get coaching implementation support. Remembering that how we help you to get results is with a 5 big keys, and that is team. Okay, so when you join the program, it is a lot like recruiting a six-figure team. Okay, so then you've got education, assets, implementation, and support. So you are learning, you are grabbing the assets, and now we're talking about implementation, which we do in a few different ways, which I'll talk about now with the time zones. So the first question here was about the time zones. As at today, when I record this audio, it is the 22nd of October, 2024. And as at today, the time that we do coaching and implementation is 9:30 a.m. Brisbane, Australia time. Okay. And next, I'll dive into a bit of the rest of how we do it and also how you can actually get coaching and implementation outside of those times too, and more around how this all works and how you make it work. So coming back once again to those 5 big keys. So imagine you've recruited a killer team, like the best team on the globe, and they know exactly what to do to help you find success. And they're all set up and they've created all the collateral, they've tested and measured every strategy under the sun, and you are going to be ready to hit the ground running to learn all about this, to grab all the digital collateral, and then a veteran bookkeeping coach, or actually a couple of coaches at least, are going to hold your hand every step of the way. And the way that the coaches are going to support you and the way that everything is broken up is in 2 parts. So imagine a line down the middle of a page right now. On the left-hand side, you've got the front end win the work side of your business. On the right-hand side, you've got the back end do the work side of your business. Okay, front end, back end, win the work, do the work, okay, to keep it quite simple. So once you come in and your team's done all that, you go into the academy and 24/7 in your own time, preferably kind of audio style, you are learning the highest value, world-class education that you can learn to thrive in practice. So there's this learning component happening. And then you're grabbing all the assets around win the work, do the work, okay, to implement them. Now, in this case, I'm going to use the win the work assets as an example. and I'm going to refer to my bookkeeping practice blueprint. And stick with me because it's a way better explanation of the time zone for coaching, but also how the coaching works and how to get the coaching you need. So you have grabbed your $1 Million Storybook brochure, so your signature brochure, and you've got your vault of social media. And let's say you've got your top 10 welcome line nurture assets, okay? And let's say that your priority is to increase the business in your practice. And let's say, for argument's sake, in this case, you're a bookkeeper in practice and you've got a handful of clients, okay? So your focus when you are working with us would be to not only find new clients, but to look at those existing clients in order to upgrade them, okay? So let's say in this example, because we're going to go into the coaching, then you are absolutely grabbing all the assets from the left-hand side of the bookkeeping practice blueprint, okay? For example, those brochure, social media, making sure the website's on point. You've got the pricing academy there ready to go. That's all good. You can use that while implementing, not separate to implementing, but you've got that product ladder there. Okay. So you've got all the product ladder ready to go. You've got your conversion process, which actually, as long as you've got those other things, you're ready to go because we can do the video sales letter on the go. Okay. So let's say you've got all of that. And then over on the right-hand side, you're actually implementing the strategies we give you around find and nurturing audience. So let's say in this example, you're doing all that. So the education, the assets, you're really accessing via the academy. And then what you're doing, because you're a smart bookkeeper, you're looking to get that coaching implementation support. Absolutely, because that is something we get 10 out of 10 when we survey bookkeepers inside the tribe. In fact, I don't think anyone has ever scored the coaching and implementation less than 10 out of 10, okay? Not much surprises me inside the program, but I got to tell you, that surprised me a little bit. I kind of thought maybe the education and the assets would score higher. We tend to get between 7 and 10 out of 10 for education and assets, but we consistently get 10 out of 10 for coaching implementation, okay? So you're a smart bookkeeper, so then you're doing a few things in order to get coaching and implementation support, okay? So let's just talk about what they are right now. So number one, the private Facebook group. Sounds like something simple. It is one of the most powerful areas of the program. Maybe that's because it's your mastermind, which is proven to elevate your success, but it's also a key area of where you get coaching and implementation support. So you jump in there and you ask your questions and you make comments, suggestions, and the entire tribe is there to support you. And also, if it's across brand marketing and selling, unlike with the back end where Joe McMahon will jump in, then I'll be in that Facebook group looking for what everybody needs 24/7, doesn't matter what time. And then I'll be doing live videos, which can go for as long as 20, 30 minutes. And I'll also be turning that live video into an MP3 and publishing it on our private podcast channel. Now, that's very important to tell you, because tribe members reach out to me and tell me that this is a massively impactful part of what I do, of what we have inside the program. Okay, so that's level one of what I want to point out is the coaching implementation support. And that is harnessing the power of the group and the community. Now, level two, you can email our normal email, hello@. We also have an email which is support@. You also ask to friend request me on Facebook as soon as you join the program, and you can Facebook message me. With that one, just to make sure I can serve everyone, I try and provide some information on what it's good to use that for, okay, and what it's better to use other channels for. But ultimately, you can Facebook message me, okay, and that works really well as well, because even though I'm in Australia, so there's been times, and I'm thinking of one of our tribe members, Andrew, where we'll be Facebook messaging a lot, and sometimes we're both awake and just both going at it. it. And then other times it'll be not time zone friendly, but I might check something late at night, or I'll check it when he's asleep, or vice versa, and we're sending each other messages, okay? And actually, Andrew's experience is an interesting one, because early on, he's what I'd call a noisy achiever. So he was really engaged and we were doing lots of things. And then he got so many problems solved that he was really quiet for a long time. Now I've noticed that he's interacting more. So he's in year 2, our graduate club, okay? So the next part of implementation coaching that I will point out is the actual live coaching sessions, okay? So then on every second Tuesday with me, because in this example, we're using brand marketing selling. So let's say you've done all those things in the example, then you are going to jump into that live coaching to get actual one-on-one coaching. So in that live coaching, we get some people come in, anybody comes in, okay? And it's basically exactly what I said, open coaching. I don't prepare things to deepen your learning in there. I come in ready to hear what's happening for you, what's working, what's not working, to give you direction and redirection to get results, okay? Now, I can tell you right now that that coaching session would normally be charged out at far more than you pay for the entire program. And that is common with a lot of things in the program, where one thing, the value of that is far in excess of what you're paying for the whole program. So forget about everything else that you get. Yeah. If you wanted one-on-one coaching with me, normally it would be about $60,000 a year. Okay. So what you're paying for the entire program is about 10% of what I would normally charge out for that coaching, but you come in and you're able to get that one-on-one support in a small group setting, and we reserve an hour for that coaching. I try and stick to the hour, but if diary permits and we need to go over, I go over, okay? So the next thing in terms of brand marketing and selling is the Wednesday implementer, which is a bit different to open coaching. With the Wednesday implementer, what's on my mind is really you doing the education and the assets, okay? And it's on my mind to deepen your learning, okay? So sometimes in those ones, for example, tribe members will say, Jeannie, are you psychic, right? But it's my job to really understand ahead of time what I think you'll know, but you need more support to deeply know it. Okay, so these are true implementation sessions. They can be truly mind-blowing, and they go for 90 minutes. Now, with regard to those two, if you can't make them, you reserve time in your diary to listen to them in the native podcast app, and I make these coaching implementation sessions completely audio friendly, okay? Continuing with that brand marketing and selling, and just as an example, so let's say you have joined up a structured networking group. I know that structured networking and partnership marketing, which go hand in hand, is actually, it seems like it's easy to learn, but I know that it requires a step-by-step methodical approach, and that you cannot miss a beat, and that I have to deepen your learning for you to get results, okay? So that's an example of where you'd come in and you'd talk to me about what you're doing, and I give you direction and redirection, okay? So other coaching implementation I really want to explain to you is hot seats and challenges next. So hot seats. A good example of hot seats is, let's say you don't find these coaching sessions time zone friendly. You just tell me what you need, right? Pretty simple and flexible, but I'll go into it a bit more with a focus on hot seats and also challenges, okay? So yesterday, one of our bookkeepers had sent me a Facebook message just letting me know what she was doing with a client. She's brand new to the program, and she'd picked up a new client and onboarded them into DIY bookkeeping plus support. And she'd made one little mistake when she was doing it. And what she was struggling with was this client really requesting out of scope services and not wanting to pay for them. So we'd given her, when I say we, myself, but also the tribe, okay? Because you've got members inside the program who are over a year in, they're in graduate club, so they're really leveling up to become business coaches and more, okay? These are bookkeepers who have gone from 0 to 6-figure incomes. They've successfully implemented, say, everything on the blueprint, or they've become experts in particular areas of the blueprint, which makes me really excited because it's always been my vision to bring these experts in eventually in a very structured manner to give you the benefit of what they become experts in. For example, Deb Stevenson, conversion process, Jen Vanderwaal, products and pricing. They're not yet coaching. However, when they become experts, why wouldn't I? They do tend to casually coach, meaning we'll be in an implementer and Jen will just speak up and talk about something to help someone. And honestly, oh my goodness, incredible. So that's why I start to say we now when I talk about the support you get, okay? So with this bookkeeper, let's call her Deb in this example. She was messaging me and I said, can you jump on Zoom? And she said, yeah, sure. So what I did is I opened up my Zoom, started a new meeting, jumped into our private Facebook group, put the Zoom link in and said, I'm running an impromptu hot seat, okay? Anyone who wants to jump in, see you in there. So then I was waiting for Deb, who was having some technical issues. So 2 other bookkeepers jumped into the hot seat. I was actually able to just start doing a little bit of hot seating with one of our bookkeepers, Shell. Then Deb jumped in and I was able to hot seat everything with her. It was fantastic. So this is like open coaching, all right, where somebody's in the hot seat and I'm coaching them. So that was great. Came up with a plan. Fantastic. Knew exactly what she was going to do. Off she goes. And then one of the other bookkeepers, let's call her Lily. She was new to the program. She had just won a job, but it was prior to learning our system. And she just wanted to know how to tweak what she was doing to maximize the opportunity that existed. So we got cracking on that one. That was super, super fun. So that's an example of how you can get hot seat support, which I want to expand on just a little bit more. So other examples of hot seats, usually they start from one of the tribe members Facebook messaging me. My preference is always audio clips via Facebook Messenger. You will probably know by now that productivity is key to you getting results. So trust me now, believe me later. Voice clips via Facebook Messenger are a very productive way to communicate. Okay, let's just say in this case, the name is Jan. And so Jan will Facebook message me. We might actually jump on the phone. Sometimes a dialogue is required. And I say, okay, all of this is awesome, fixable. We need a good long hot seat. I'll schedule it for a time that suits her. In this case, Australian time, it was about 6 till 7:30 in the evening. So because it was scheduled about a week ahead of time, we let the entire tribe know we're hot seating with Jan and here's what we're hot seating about. And we always get lots of members show up because I serve bookkeepers in practice. This is what's known as a micro niche, okay? And so when I am helping one bookkeeper solve a problem, we're helping many bookkeepers solve that same problem. So you can request hot seats, and when you request hot seats, I try and put them into the Tuesday open coaching or the Wednesday implementer. However, as you've just seen, I also schedule them when I have to at all different hours of the day and night, okay? Before we get into challenges with the program, it is an evolving, moving program, not a static program. And ultimately it comes from a results base. So what do I need to do to help you get results? And I am always looking at my clients, my tribe. I'm looking at who's getting the big results, who's getting the medium results, who is really quiet. Are they just a quiet achiever? Is somebody falling off the radar? What do I need to do? What can I do to give them the biggest and best opportunity to get results? Okay, so always making small adjustments. For example, recently I added to our customer experience just a nice audio clip you'll get from me via text message a few months in or at certain points in your journey, just to see how are you going. Are you getting it done? If you're not getting it done, please let me know so I can intervene and find out what's going on for you, because what's going on for you is unique to you. It could be that life got in the way. The point here is that everything I do in the program is from a results point of view. It's not, here's the program, off you go, best of luck. It's how do we get results? Okay. And I will look to change some of the delivery to get the result we need. And the Tuesday implementer is an example, because we didn't have that when we started, but when I was getting 10 out of 10 for coaching implementation constantly, I thought, well, if this is getting the big result, I wonder what an open coaching call on a Tuesday would do for my beautiful tribe members. So we started out trying weekly, and then I went to fortnightly, okay? The other thing is, when we launched the program, we said you would get fortnightly implementers, but from day one, we established we really needed to do weekly and split it into 1 week. It is front end win the work, and the next week it's back end do the work. We also know that those sessions need to be run completely different, because the win the work beast is very different to the do the work beast. Okay. Now, before going on to challenges, I'll just rinse and repeat for a minute that listening to the open coaching, listening to the implementers will oftentimes give you as much impact as attending, unless you have a specific challenge you need to tackle. That's when you need to tell me inside the Facebook group, ideally, or via Facebook Messenger or via email, so we can make sure that you get the support you need, regardless of what that is, right? It doesn't matter if it's coaching, pointing you to content, doing a video, it's about the result, right? It is about the result. So all of these things are available to you to get the result, okay? Now, we ran 2 challenges in about May, June this year. So one in win the work, one in do the work. So we ran a business development challenge, which to this day is still the most incredible module, all recorded, that you can listen to increase the business that you're doing inside your business. So that is find new clients, upgrade existing clients, do price rises and more, and so on. Okay, increase the business inside your business, because bookkeepers will often say, I need to find new clients, but that's not true. You need to generate more business, okay? And that can be done via a lot of different things, okay? So we've got that challenge in there. And then Joe McMahon at the same time, because it just worked out at that time of year, where for us in the Southern Hemisphere, we do our annual price rises middle of the year, okay? And so Joe McMahon for back end do the work ran a price rise challenge where she invited everybody to do their annual price rise at the same time as she was doing ours for our bookkeeping practice, and she would walk them through it, and that is all recorded inside the academy, okay? So if price rises or business development's on your mind, you've got those challenges, and we will probably look at running one of those a year, and that is more coaching implementation support. And I can tell you, I'm holding a bookkeeper in my mind who I watched go from a good foundation in her practice, in this case, to a wait list from that business development challenge. Okay, so very, very cool. An example of the impact of coaching implementation. Now, my friends, we are on the home stretch of coaching implementation. I will let you know on the back end do the work part of the program. So with Joe McMahon, so she heads up all back end business administration, do the work, systems and team, recruit and manage winning team, and so on. You can ask me anything about that, but Joe McMahon, that way her single focus is on that, while my single focus gets to be on brand marketing and selling, because there is a lot there, okay? But I'm a bookkeeper in practice, and I developed our bookkeeping practice. So as you can imagine, you can ask me anything on that. But the way that Joe supports the tribe with that, she has the Tuesday implementer once a fortnight. Then you can basically ask her anything in the Facebook group or by email, etc. Ideally Facebook, because that way it's a community driven thing. And Joe actually makes a note of all the things she's asked, and she basically collaborates with the tribe on the things that they'll be covering off during that implementer, and sometimes there's some hot seating there. So that's really cool as well. So that is a whole lot of information on the implementation part of our 5 big keys. Okay, remembering team, education, assets, implementation, and support. That is the 5 keys to you getting results. Okay, the 3 parts of how we work with you are mindset, productivity, and mechanics. Yeah. And then the 7 ingredients that you know are the things you nail with us, which is brand, menu, attraction, conversion, succession, systems, and team. So those 3 models, those 3 systems are very important to remember in terms of the program. Okay. And I'll see you in the next podcast, whatever I see you in. Okay, my friend, now it is time to take action. So what are you going to do with what you learned today? The way I see it, you've got 2 options. You can go it alone to try and save some money, or you can back yourself and go for it and join my tribe. And let me tell you, we are knocking it out of the ballpark. That's not a sales pitch. That is me serving you, dare I say, courageously. To find success, I 100% know you need the mechanics, which is like the keys to the kingdom, but you also need to get your mindset right and be super productive. And these are all things I help you with inside the program. I could go on about this forever because I really want this for you. Have a prosperous week, and I'll see you in the next episode.